Mom told me my sister was cheating with my husband. So I confronted her and now everything is fired. So my husband is cheating on me. I know this for certain. He's doing all the things a cheating spouse would do. So he's turned off his location tracker, he's been ignoring me, staying out late with work buddies, and has all the excuses for everything. I know what this is. I don't know with whom, but I know he's cheating. I talked to my mom about it, and she mentioned that my sister has been doing the same thing. I have two sisters. One is married with kids, Ray, and the other is a freshman in college and still lives at home, Emma. Mom says Emma has been acting the same way my husband has, and around the same time. Emma and my husband have always gotten along, but now that I think about it, they might get along a little too well. My husband and I are expecting our first child. It's been a good marriage until a few months ago when things started getting rocky. So then this. I confronted my sister this morning, and she denied everything, calling me an insecure B% at $H, even suggesting it. I told her that Mom told me, and now my mom is upset because I threw her under the bus. Ray wants no part of this mess. Am I the $1
Next story. Wife cheated on me and left to be with another man. Now she wants to reconcile, but I told her I'll only consider it if she tells everything to our daughter. My wife and I have been married for 16 years and together for 20. We have a daughter who's 15. Last month, my wife confessed to cheating on me in a one-night stand during a business trip. She was really remorseful about everything and promised every possible reconciliation step. But this was obviously a huge shock and heartbreak to me, and I needed time to think about it. I went back and forth a lot on whether I wanted to leave my wife. There was obviously a lot of tension in the house, and our daughter noticed it and asked questions, but we were just quiet about everything. However, after taking 3 weeks to think about it, I decided I wanted to make it work given my wife would follow all the reconciliation steps. However, I also told my wife she had to tell our daughter what she did, and that our daughter deserved to know the truth. My daughter was really close with her, and my wife was really hesitant about it as she was worried this would damage their relationship. However, I told my wife given her moral failings, she had to do this as a test of her character, i.e. being truthful, if she wanted to stay in this relationship. After taking a couple of days to think about it, my wife told our daughter everything that happened. It hasn't affected their relationship too much, as far as I can notice, which makes me happy. But my daughter does seem a bit more reserved towards her mom. Was I the aha? Next story.
Told my fiancé to be the bigger person with my mom. Now he's upset, and I'm wondering if I crossed a line. I'm 30M newly engaged. I've been with my now fiancé, 28, for 7 years. She is starting to avoid my mom and wanting nothing to do with her, and I'm torn in the middle. My fiancé and mother are completely different women as far as personality, but they have always gotten along. Nothing between them specifically happened, but my fiancé dropped the bomb last night on how she can't take seeing my mom anymore. My mom and her dad live in the same city 4 hours away from us, so we only visit 3 to 4 times a year. My mom expects us as company when we do visit, and it's been this way since we dated. This arrangement never seemed to bother my fiancé until now. But again, my mom is antisocial and also has my adult siblings and 2 nephew living with her, so she's quite busy. So we hosted a wedding dinner in our parents' city, and my mom didn't come to meet her side of the family, while she had members fly in from out of state. My mom had to watch my nephew, so she declined, but kindly invited us over to her home that same night. So that infuriated my fiancé. She said, "Why would I visit your mom's house after she ignored our night?" There was another time she had a nursing graduation party at my Phil's and my family didn't come but was invited. That made her upset and just added to the they don't care about stuff we have going on. She can't fathom that my family doesn't have to show up to anything for us, but she's expected to visit there when we do finally see each other. That's honestly the only way I get to see my family. They are homebodies. She told me it's embarrassing to constantly explain this to her side of the family. Well, my fiancé's mom passed away this summer, and we visited my mom last month, and that was the icing on the cake for my fiancé. She told me once we got home she was greatly offended that my mom couldn't ask her how she's been doing, hug her, or even share her condolences upon visiting. She told me she's exhausted because she's the only one that seems to JF. She asked me if my mom even knew her mom passed away, and I told her I mentioned it when she passed. She told me she's tired of being expected to visit when my mom clearly doesn't reciprocate visits or ask about her well-being. I don't understand why my fiancé can't lower her expectations because I told her my mom is just a shy person. She doesn't believe me because it's not fair the expectations fall on her, and my mom gets a pass to be unempathetic and low effort in our lives. She also mentioned my mom hasn't acknowledged or asked about the wedding, and she just has a list of what my mom hasn't done. My in-laws are far more supportive and close as a family, so we spend the majority with them anyway. One of the last things she said to me was I can't imagine bringing kids into this, as in she won't want to have kids with me. because my mom doesn't come to stuff. I don't know what to tell my mother because recently I've been having to visit alone, and my mom will ask where she is and assume there's an issue. I now have to think of excuses for her not attending. My fiancé has washed her hands and now I'm in the middle, so it's such a lose-lose situation. I told her even though I understand her expectations of my mother is low, can't she be the bigger person and just visit with me the 3 to 4 times we do visit? My fiancé has been extremely upset and hasn't talked to me in almost a week because of this.
Next story.
Considering breaking up with my fiancé, he can be happier with my sister. Would that make Maine the bad guy? I, 25F, have been engaged to my fiancé, 28M, for about a month now. He's honestly amazing. He's kind, thoughtful, successful, and way out of my league. I love him so much, but lately, I've been thinking that maybe I'm not the right person for him. And maybe my sister Tara, 27F, is better for him. Tara is everything I'm not. She's beautiful, smart, outgoing, and honestly, the type of woman that turns heads wherever she goes. She's always been the favorite in our family. My parents adore her, and she's always making them proud. Ever since my fiancé came into the picture, it's like my family has started hinting that they think he'd be happier with her. When I first introduced him to my family, they couldn't stop talking about how perfect he is. At first, I thought it was just normal family excitement, but it's gotten kind of weird. My mom constantly makes comments like Tara and your fiancé just have so much in common. And my dad has said things like, it's a shame Tara didn't meet someone like him sooner. They'd make a power couple. At family gatherings, Tara and my fiancé seem to get along really well, and everyone keeps pointing it out. My aunt actually said, if your sister ever decides she's ready for a serious relationship, she'd be lucky to find a guy like him, while staring directly at them as they talked. I laughed it off because what else could I do? I know Tara is incredible, and honestly, I'm just not sure I'm the right person for him. Tara's also been spending a lot of time with him, and my family keeps encouraging it. She'll ask him to help with things like fixing her computer or moving furniture, and when I offer to come, she says, no, it's fine, I just need him for a quick favor. They've been spending time at the gym and attending similar events due to having similar jobs. My mom always says how nice it is that they're bonding, and my dad once joked, maybe you're just holding him back, sweetheart. Tara's more on his level. I know they mean well, but it's really starting to mess with my head. My fiancé loves me, I know he does, but I can't help but think that maybe he'd be happier with someone like Tara. They're both so similar, and I feel like I'm just not good enough. I'm not as confident or outgoing as her, and I think my family sees that too. So our last family dinner, Tara made a comment about how my fiancé is the perfect guy, and how any woman would be lucky to have him. My dad actually laughed and said, well, there's still time for that, which made everyone awkwardly laugh, even my fiancé. I felt sick. Okay, I'd been thinking, maybe it would be better for everyone if I just stepped aside. I don't want to hold him back from being with someone who's actually his equal. My family already seems to think they're better suited for each other. And honestly, I feel like I'm the odd one out in my own relationship. I love him so much. But what if he's just settling for me? Wibta for breaking up with him to make everybody else happy. I'm not asking about me and my feelings, I'm asking if it would be cruel to my fiancé.